Hello everybody, welcome back to LilyLuLou. If you're new here, my name's Karen, I'm the Junk Journal Geek, and I'm continuing work today on my current journal, which is a design team project for Sunny Creates using her Golden Opulence kit. So this morning I've just put the cover together and I'm just waiting for it to dry. I've put the big yellow flower on the back because I'm going to put something on the front, and I didn't want to cover the big golden flower up, so I'm going to put the front together now. And I've just pulled pieces together to make a start, and I thought I'll turn the camera on and you can watch me if you would like to. So because I am so indecisive normally when I'm choosing to decorate things and what have you, as you will know if you have been here for a while, I've gone through and pulled out some bits from the kit that I'm going to use. But the one thing I do need to decide is what I want to lay this on something, and I need to decide what that's going to be. So I thought I'd turn the camera on to do that bit and hope that it's not going to be too painful. So there's my cover. I'm going to pop the pages in just to hold it up a bit. These pieces are going to be, if you're wondering what these bits of card are that are floating about, these are going to be my inside covers. So they are going to go there and there. And then I have a darker piece. I don't think it's this piece, but it's something similar that's going to work as my spine. So I'll be stitching my pages to that at some point. So that's where we are at the moment. So this is how my cover is going to look. So what I have planned, let's have a look at the lovely edges. Doesn't that look yummy? I love it. I've really enjoyed working with this kit. So I'm going to have this piece on in the background, and I wanted to cover a large amount of the fabric on the front because there isn't very much gold on the front because it's all on the back. So I wanted to make the front a bit more dramatic. So I've got a piece of this card is from the same paper pad as I'm using on the inside covers. And then this is a sort of file folder from one of the ephemera pages. So I quite liked that on there with the little tab at the top. I thought that made it look a little bit different. And again, on these pieces, I've gone round and I've inked all the edges with Vintage Photo and then just run my gold. Where's my gold? Let me show you what it is in case you haven't been here before. My metallic gilding polish. I've just run that around the edges. And then I was umming and ahhing about which piece to use. I wanted one of the journal cards. Well, I was deciding between one of the journal cards and one of the tags to use on the topper. And then I found I've got a stamp with this quote on. I'm not sure if you can read it on the screen. The camera's probably trying to focus on things behind. But it says, "Time is the currency of life. Spend it on worthy pursuits like junk journaling." And the name is P.J. Ferguson, I think that says. It's a bit tricky to read because I stamped it with the embossing, the embossing stamp, and then I've used gold embossing powder on that. And I thought that was appropriate with the clock. So I was going to pop that down there, but then as I say, that sort of blends in too much. So I want to pop something behind this. So I was deciding what I want to use. So I think this would be quite nice because it's open. It's not. It gives it a little bit of definition, but it's not sort of too much. So I quite like that. I keep going back to this, but I think this is too much, even though obviously I need to cut it down a bit. I don't know, I'm not sure about that. I think it's too much gold. And then I've got some of the gold ribbon, and I think I'm going to use this as a closure, this gold ribbon. So I could pop a piece of that on, but it's not quite wide enough. And I don't really want to try and cut this strip down too much more. Oh, I can't get my words out this afternoon. So that's where I am at the moment, trying to decide what's going to happen down here at the bottom. Now, I did also wonder about maybe putting a piece of this along the bottom here. So I think that looks quite nice. But then again, what's going to happen then with this? Should I pop that down there? Maybe I should scooch this up a little bit. Maybe I should pop that under the back piece. See, it's already going to take me ages to do this, and I've already picked out most of what I want. So this is why I wasn't doing the whole thing on camera, because it would be painful for you to watch. No, that definitely needs to be mounted on something, doesn't it? Ah, now, aha. In my stash, I had some gold foil. Maybe that would be better. What about that underneath? That might work. Let's try a bit of that. So this is, I've got some here that was from a bath bomb, and some is Sweetie Wrappers, I think, from Quality Street at Christmas time. So I'm just trying to find a bit that's not too... That looks quite nice on there, doesn't it? Can I cut this out? Let's make sure we get the right scissors. These scissors are fabric scissors, so let me put them out of the way before I actually pick them up and cut foil with them. So if we go about here, so how are you all today? I hope you're all doing well and you're all happy and managing to find some crafty time of your own. Now, do I like that on there? I think I do. So how does that look on here? So let's get rid of that. I think I like that. I'm wondering if it should just be a touch smaller. I do like that though. I think I'm going to go with that. I bet you're all shouting at me, aren't you? Either do it or don't do it. So I think that's what I'm going to do. So I'm just wondering whether what glue to use on this. Probably art glitter. Let's see if that will work. I've filled up my art glitter bottle. Managed to find my big bottle of art glitter glue to decant it into here, and I almost had a very nasty accident because I picked up a bottle of white paint thinking it was the art glitter glue, and I almost topped up my glue bottle with that, my little glue bottle. So I wasn't sure if that would stick on foil, but it looks like it has, so that's good. Now I'm sure a corner rounder won't work on the foil, so I'm just going to try and gently round those a little bit with my scissors. I'm still wondering whether to trim this down a little bit more even. So let's get that in place. Oopsie. Now, how's that looking? Bear with me, I just need to hold it up a little bit. I think I want to trim it down a little bit more. And keep doing this, there'll be nothing left. Great concentration here. Oops, that was a bit wonky. I'm really tempted to try the corner rounder on there, but I think I'll just end up screwing up the foil, won't I? You wouldn't think trimming a little bit of paper would take such concentration, would you? Right, I think we're going to go with that. So let's do all these bits one at a time. Oh, I didn't put my pin back in. Oops, So we'll try and get that roughly centered on there. I'm just looking to see where my bone folder is. Oh, there it is, it's hiding. So that's that one. Now I've rounded all of these corners, but this one I'm going to leave square. So it's not a mistake that it looks different. That was what I chose to do. So let's try and get that one roughly in the middle there. And then let's try and get this glued down. And I'm trying to get the glue as close to the edges as possible because I'm aware that this foil is quite delicate and it's likely to get torn if it's not stuck down completely. Let's pop my pin back in. And then we'll just go over all of that and hope that that's worked. So what do you think? Going off screen a bit, aren't I? I'm quite pleased with that. It's not completely straight, but it's never going to be completely straight with me making it. And you know, that's why we're making junk journals and not greetings cards. So that's going to go on there, pop the whole thing on. So I think I'll go ahead and stick that down now. And then I've got to decide if I want to add any more pages to my signatures before I can sew those in. But, oh yeah, the other thing I have found today, I found my gold pen, so I wanted to put some of that on the front actually. Let's pop the pin in. So I might do that with you now. Should have done that really before I stuck it all down, but hey ho. Let's take these out now and lay this down flat. Try and give this a good burnish. And then what I will do when I finish filming is pop this underneath a nice heavy book. Now, where did I put my gold pen? In my drawer so that I would know where it was. Now I need to make sure if this is working because it's been packed away for a few months. A scrap of paper, Karen. Do you have such a thing? An envelope here. So let's just see. Yes, it's working. So what I wanted to do on here, I just wanted to highlight, and I want to do this throughout the journal, just to highlight the odd thing here and there with my gold pen, just to add a little bit of extra bling to the pages. And then here, I might just, these are supposed to be like little crystals on the chandelier. So I thought I might just colour those in as well. Just here and there. Don't want to overdo it. So that needs to be put under something heavy to let it dry. And then let's just have a look here where we want to do some more pen work. Just things like this. I don't want to go mad and do it everywhere in the journal, but just here and there, I just want to add a little bit extra, you know, so that when it catches the light, there's a little bit more bling. So I might do those colouring this butterfly. not completely, just adding a little bit of something. And let's just see if we want to do that anywhere else. On some of these pages you can see I've just added a little bit of gold bling as well. So I might just do some of these swirly bits on the teapot. I thought I had somewhere some little tiny bits of gold bling like these, but really, really tiny. But I haven't been able to find those, so I don't know if you can even see the difference that that's making on camera. I don't know if the light's catching it as I move the page, but in real life it is. Do some more swirly bits here. So I'm not doing every line, I'm just picking out bits here and there, just to add a little something. I'll tell you some of these lines on these books. Again, I don't know if the camera's picking that up or not. It is in real life, but it's hard to know with the lighting on camera. So on this umbrella, I've added some of this trim. It doesn't match the lace exactly that was on the umbrella, but it just adds an extra little bit of dimension. Sorry, I'm quiet, I'm concentrating. I could just do some dots here and there on the darker flowers and their stamens. So let me know what you think about all this. Let me know if you can see the gold pen on camera. I'd be interested to know. I think I'm going to leave that one. It's all in that signature. On the back. I wanted to find some black lace as well to add on to these, but I haven't been able to find my black lace, which is annoying. But that's the trouble with moving. Doesn't matter how organised you think you are. Always seem to misplace things. Oh, isn't that sewing machine gorgeous? That really reminds me of my nan. If you've been here a while, you may remember the very first design team project I made for Sunny Creates was a sewing themed journal, and it was named Miss Martha after my nan. And talking of names, as always, if you have any suggestions as to what this journal should be called, please let me know. Any suggestions I receive will be popped into a poll in my Facebook group eventually, and the group will get to vote on what we should go with. I'm going to just run this pen along the thread in this machine as well. There we go. I think somebody had already suggested Goldie. Quite an obvious one. But if you can think of anything else that would be appropriate, please do let me know. Just pop it in the comments below. And we'll have a little knob here on the teapot lid. I don't know if you can see on this page, there's some gold here where I had my ink explosion last week. And if anybody has any tips, it's absolutely smothered. Yeah, and my favourite jeans, of course I was wearing my favourite jeans. I popped them straight in the wash immediately, but the ink hasn't come out. So if anybody has any tips that I can try to get the ink out, I'd be really grateful. That's that one. And then this one is the same as we have on our front cover. So I'm just going to add a little bit of gold here and there to these crystals on the chandelier. And she'll do the flames as well here. Just do one side of each flame. That's nice. And should we go around the clock as well on this one? Why not? It is called Golden Opulence, so I don't think we can do too much. The kit is called Golden Opulence, in case you're wondering what I'm talking about. Right, so that's that one, and then not sure if there's anything else in this signature that would need a little bit of help. No, not that any of it needs a little bit of help, it's all gorgeous as it is. But yeah, this is another page where the ink has exploded. Might need to stick some things in there to help that out. So just the back cover. So if we just do some of these trailing stems. And I hope this is not too boring to watch today. This sort of thing I find relaxing watching, so just deciding whether to do the circles or the straight lines on here. I think I'll do one of the straight lines on the radiogram. Not that they'll be particularly straight when I've finished with them, but there you go. So it looks really nice in real life if you can't see it on camera. And yeah, I wanted to find some little tiny beads, the blingy beads, to go in the centre of some of these flowers, but I've only got those bigger ones. I'm sure I've got some smaller ones somewhere, but another thing that I can't find, unfortunately. So I'm glad I found my pen though. So I will leave that there for today. Just a very simple video for today. Let's pop that back in there and you can get the effect of how it's going to look. So hopefully next time you see this journal, the signatures will be sewn in. We may have a closure on, we may have a tassel, we may have finished. I'll see how I get on, and if I feel like I can come back and record another video at some point. But there you go. I hope you enjoyed that. I hope you like what I've chosen for the cover. Let me know what you think in the comments below. If you enjoyed this video, please consider subscribing and don't forget to give me a thumbs up. And I'll be back again hopefully in another few days with something else for you. So thank you for joining me today. Take care, look after yourselves and enjoy your own crafty time. Bye bye.